Every driver who's been out here more than a year carries the same map in his head. Your GPS shows you every exit. The map in your head shows you the ones worth pulling off for. In our previous video, last time we counted down the places to avoid. This time we're flipping that map over. 8 stops on a single road, Interstate 40, coast to coast, from Barstow to Wilmington. At the top is a 99-year-old barber, a person who cuts hair. He spent 40 years fighting a highway that tried to kill his town. He's also why Pixar made a movie about a bypassed main street. That one you don't stop at for fuel. You stop at because somebody mattered. Let's get into it. We start with the oldest family name on this road. The Bowlin family has been running travel centers since 1912, before the interstate was a line on paper. They've got 9 stops across the Southwest, and 2 sit right on Interstate 40 in New Mexico, the Blue Water Outpost and the Flying Sea Ranch. Both are old-fashioned stops. They have fuel pumps, a fast food restaurant like Dairy Queen, and a counter selling Native American jewelry. The family has collected that jewelry for generations. The CEO is still Michael L. Bowlin. Same name, same family. Walk into the Flying Sea Ranch at sunset. Adobe walls glow. Navajo rugs hang outside. The person behind the counter might be a Bowlin. He remembers when that road was dirt. You're not buying fuel from a corporation. You're buying it from a family that's been at this since before your grandfather drove. Some stops earn a spot on the map just by still being there, run by the same people for over 100 years. From a century-old family name, we jump to a single building on the loneliest stretch of Interstate 40 in New Mexico, one that's been there since 1934. Clines Corners, exit 218, between Moriarty and Santa Rosa. The next real services can be an hour away, and if you pass Clines Corners when you're low on fuel, you're gambling. 15 dedicated truck spaces up front, 2 diesel lanes, and a 30,000 square foot retail center. Behind it, a 5-acre gravel overflow lot that can pack in over 100 rigs when the main lot spills over. Picture the drive at night, high desert, the kind of blackness where your headlights are the only light for miles. Then the glow of the Clines Corners sign cuts through, and you pull off onto gravel, step out into cold desert air, and know you made it. A stop doesn't need to be impressive, it needs to be there when nothing else is. From a single lifeline in the desert, we move to a genuine cluster in Oklahoma City. 2 TA locations, Travel Centers of America, 2 exits apart, one called TA East, the other TA West. Exit 142. 175 truck parking spaces. Exit 140, another 101. Combined, 276 spots, plus half a dozen service bays and places to eat like IHOP and Popeyes. You pull into TA East at 11 at night, lot nearly full. Instead of circling for 40 minutes, you make a quick call. The other TA West confirms spaces. 2 minutes back on Interstate 40, and you're backing into a spot. No legend here, just 2 big lots and hot showers back to back. 2 lots within a mile of each other is the ultimate guarantee for a sure night's sleep. Now we hit the single most critical junction on this entire list. Petro Stopping Center, West Memphis, Arkansas. Exit 280, right where Interstate 40 meets Interstate 55. 280 truck parking spaces, the biggest count on this list. 6 service bays, and inside, a barber shop. Hold on to that barber shop. In May 2021, inspectors found a cracked beam in the Hernando de Soto Bridge, the Interstate 40 bridge over the Mississippi. They shut it down for nearly 3 months. Every truck crossing the river was funneled onto the Interstate 55 bridge, and that bridge runs right past this Petro. The stop that had always been handy became the stop freight depended on. Picture a driver sitting in that barber chair, getting a trim. His rig parked in one of 280 spots while outside the window, the Mississippi rolls past. Some stops earn their place on the map by being the only safe harbor when the road itself fails. Now let me call out the pattern before we keep climbing. Most of what a driver actually loves isn't a story. It's a lot that isn't full and a shower that's hot. And Amarillo proves it twice. Exit 74, the TA 185 truck parking spaces, 6 service bays running 24 hours, a Black Bear diner, and a Popeyes on site. The shower rating, 4 stars, $10 to $15. A clean shower with hot water at 2 in the morning is basically a true blessing. That's the simple kind of thing drivers actually love, and I stand by it. 2 exits from here is the address where the biggest name in truck stops started. In 1981, the Love family built the first official Love's Travel stop, right here on Interstate 40 in Amarillo. It was designed specifically for professional drivers. Today, that single stop has grown into more than 670 locations, 40,000 employees, and $24 billion in annual revenue. That's an incredible leap in scale. It's ranked the 15th largest private company in America. You pull into a modern Love's in Amarillo, glance at the corporate logo, and realize the whole empire started right under your wheels. The biggest chain in trucking has one address that's older than the rest, and it's on this road. 2 exits from another great stop. We've covered the survivors, that remote desert stop, the stops with the biggest parking lots, the critical crossroads, and Love's birthplace. Now the 2 stops that changed the very idea of what a highway stop could be. This one might surprise you. Everyone knows Cracker Barrel. Almost nobody knows the whole concept was invented on Interstate 40. In 1969, a Shell salesman named Dan Evans built the first combination gas station, restaurant, and gift shop near Lebanon, Tennessee, right on this interstate. Before that, you filled your tank at one stop and ate at another. Nobody had ever put them under the same roof, with a front porch full of rocking chairs. The idea became Cracker Barrel. Today, there are 657 stores in 44 states. Now the catch, modern Cracker Barrels aren't always rig-friendly. This isn't a parking recommendation. What it is the spot where somebody invented the whole idea of a highway rest stop with a hot meal and a gift shop. Picture a driver pulling off at the Lebanon exit during daylight, not for a 30-minute break, just to see the original building. The mental map gets a new pin, not for utility, but for meaning. Every stop on this list so far was built by the interstate. This last one was nearly destroyed by it, and the man who saved it is still there, at 99 years old. Remember that Barber chair in the Petro at West Memphis? That's convenient. This one's the reason Pixar made a movie. Angel Delgadillo was born in 1927 in Seligman, Arizona. He opened his barbershop in 1950 and cut hair in the same chair until 2022, when he was 95 years old. For decades, Seligman was a thriving stop on Route 66, the legendary highway that came before the interstates. Then in 1978, Interstate 40 opened a few miles south, and the traffic disappeared. Shops closed, the town was dying because the road had moved. Angel refused to close up. In 1987, he founded the Historic Route 66 Association of Arizona, the first of its kind anywhere. He got the signs put up. He spent 40 years making sure the old road was remembered. Because of him, Seligman is now the birthplace of historic Route 66. At the start of the longest uninterrupted stretch left, 160 miles. His brother Juan opened the snow-capped drive-in across the street, and Juan's kids still run it today. When Pixar was developing a film about a bypass town full of forgotten cars, the director came to Seligman and sat with Angel. The whole premise, a town the interstate left behind, and the people who refused to let it die, came from this Barber. Seligman's not a truck stop. No diesel lanes. No shower. It earns this spot anyway because it's the most meaningful stop on this road. Everywhere else, Interstate 40 built something. Here, Interstate 40 nearly destroyed it, and one barber spent 40 years making sure it didn't. Picture walking into that old barber shop. Angel, 99 years old, is sitting nearby. A driver walks in and he starts telling the story of the day the interstate opened and the cars stopped coming. The driver listens, not because he needs fuel, but because this is the map he'll carry. The best stop on Interstate 40 isn't about parking or showers. It's about a man who refused to let the road die, and who, at 99, is still there to remind you why it mattered. So what did we just map? A century of family ownership at Bowlin's. A 5-acre overflow lot in the desert at Clines Corners. 2 exits of backup parking in Oklahoma City. A bridge that almost broke, and the Petro that kept trucks moving at West Memphis. A 4-star shower at 2 in the morning in Amarillo. The birthplace of Loves, 2 exits away. a Cracker Barrel in Lebanon, Tennessee, that invented the entire format you pull into today, and one old barber in Seligman who refused to let the interstate kill his town. That's the map worth carrying. Not just where to stop, but why. The people who built these stops, families, a barber who spent 40 years fighting a highway, they're part of what makes this job more than just a schedule and a haul. Drivers deserve more credit than they get, and the people who give them a good night on the road deserve their names said out loud. Now, you run Interstate 40 for a living. What's the one stop between Barstow and Wilmington you'd never skip? And why? The parking, the shower, the food, or something else? Name the town. We read every single comment, and the best ones become the next video. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I'm not promising a video on every exit, but I am promising that the next one will be the kind of thing that keeps your map worth updating. Until next time, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. That's trucker for stay safe out there. And if you're ever running low on hope near Seligman, pull off and say hello to Angel. He's still got a story for you.